perfect. Joy Taylor's.
People call me JT.
And the Joy is perfect.
But it's usually just
yes.
You don't overcomplicate things. All right, so Tom Brady and the Patriots got their butts kicked on Sunday against the Titans, and Brady had one of his worst games of the season. Season low 51% of his passes for 254 yards and no touchdowns, which obviously brought out the father time truthers throughout full force. It's the end.
The league's rooting against New England.
The end is near.
Yeah.
Well, Brady had his own thoughts on it.
Well, everything's different from one year to the next. I think you keep working at it the same way. Those things haven't changed for me. I'm sure some of my statistics have changed. I feel good out there, and I feel like, do I want to play better? I absolutely want to play better. I want to play as best as I possibly can for my team, and that's what my job is to do. Certainly yesterday was not a great performance. I got to go out there and play my very best these next 6 weeks to give our team the best chance, and that's what I want to do.
I'm going to go ahead and not freak out over that loss, even though it was not a good loss, not the way you want to lose.
Yes.
But just not something that's going to trigger me. However, something that's not getting a lot of attention is the Patriots' two worst performances of the season were road losses against Matt Patricia, former D coordinator, and former linebacker Mike Vrabel's Titans. So in those games, they scored 10 points, and Brady completed 52% of his passes. Compare that to their other 8 games, where they went 7-1, averaged 32.5 points, and Brady completed 68% of his passes. So,
I don't think this is a coincidence. What you're telling me is two guys who face Brady every day at practice for multiple years know a little bit about Tom Brady's weaknesses.
Right.
Yeah, and by the way, Matt Patricia's a really smart guy. Whether he works as a head coach, I don't know. Mike Vrabel was always an incredibly bright player. So when you get smart guys who siphon a lot of stuff out of Belichick, and then they face Brady in practice every day for multiple years, don't be shocked if they got a little bit of the sauce. They know a little bit of the secret sauce.
Right, and I don't necessarily buy into because you know that you're going up against someone who knows your system well or who knows, your weaknesses well because they have spent time with you, that you change your formula.
Right.
Because, and try and throw crazy things at them. Now, obviously, you're going to make adjustments game to game, but I think you do what you do best, and at the end of the day, if they beat you, then, you're going to lose sometimes.
Right.
But I don't think you change up the system just for that. So Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper have looked very comfortable together throughout their first 2 games as teammates. Dak found Cooper 6 times, 75 yards, and even when throwing to other receivers, he looks a lot more comfortable and in control than he has in recent weeks. And here is Cooper on what he saw from his new quarterback.
He's resilient, man. He never gets down on himself, never gets down on the team. He's always believing that we can go out there and overcome any circumstance, and you need that, especially in a quarterback. And that's something that I really admire.
I actually agree with him there. That's one thing about Dak that I do think is important.
It's the best quality.
It's a very good quality to have, not just necessarily in a quarterback, but just as a professional athlete. You can let yourself get emotional, but you can't ride the wave every single day.
That's the Cam Newton thing. High, low, up, down, angry, happy. It's like
it leads to inconsistency.
No, I said this about Dak from the beginning. I never thought he was going to work. And then all of a sudden I watched the first year, and I'm like, yeah. And even when he did work, I was never blown away by his athletic ability, his size, his arm. His intangibles are great.
Right.
I just don't think he's that talented. But the intangible parts in front of a microphone.
No, he's great in front of a microphone.
Great.
He's clearly a good leader.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that extra little drop of talent in there to get you over the top. But he has found more success with Amari is finding more success with Dak than he did with Derek Carr before the trade. In 2 games with Dak, he has more receiving yards per game, more receptions per game, and his target percentage has gone up as well. So they're starting to click.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, finally, as we mentioned earlier, Kevin Durant and Draymond Green were involved in a little heated exchange last night.
Yeah.
Tempers flared. Draymond took the ball up the court in the final seconds of the fourth quarter with a chance to win the game. They never got a shot up, and he lost control. And then KD and Draymond exchanged some words on the bench before being separated. And after the game, KD declined his post-game media responsibilities and left. They're showing a little video of their little argument on the sideline there. Well, Sean Livingston was the only player to address it on the record, and he had this to say.
Just team spirit, guys wanting to, I think, one of the different outcomes that what happened, Obviously, Dre had a turnover, guys might have thought they were open or winning the basketball, didn't get it, Things happen like that in the sport. But it was good to see some fire and some emotion.
obviously Kevin Durant is the person that should have had the ball in his hands at the end of the game there.
Yes.
But I do agree with him. I don't think that this is like some sign of a huge macro meltdown of the Warriors. And I actually think it's a good thing to show a little fight and a little argument. And this is really important as well. Boogie talking to Draymond, Boogie getting adapted to that system with the Warriors and showing some leadership intangibles there with Draymond. And Draymond's a huge part of this team. I know everybody thinks Draymond's like going to be the piece that walks away, but
I don't think he's going to walk away. I think he's going to get booted away.
I don't think so. I think he's real. I don't know how you replace someone like Draymond. He is perfect for that team, and I actually don't think he wants to go anywhere else because he knows that he's perfect for
I hope he knows it.
Well, hopefully he does.
Yes. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stuff.